Okay.
Okay, so
All right, we're on. So just briefly tell us about yourself, like your name, age, what do you do?
Well, what I do, okay, well, my name
What's
is...
your name first.
Yeah, my name is Jose Miguel Esparza is my legal name, but I go by Miguel or Mike Esparza. And I've grew up here in Los Angeles, went to Cathedral High School and Belmont High School, graduated in winter of '66. And from there I went into the military. I served in Vietnam for, I guess for about a year and 10 months. And then I was retired from the military. And since then I went to school, got my bachelor's degree, and got into the field of vocational rehabilitation. I stayed in that field in the state of California for about 40 years, and I've been retired about 3 years now. Grew up with this guy here, since high school. That's Didi, we call it Didi, and him and I have been like best buddies ever since, and been through a lot of experiences together. And we started running back in '77, '78, and we're still doing this firecracker run.
My name is Donald Barbee. They call me Didi. It's an old nickname from childhood. I'm also a product of Belmont High School. Grew up in LA, down in the MacArthur Park area. Started running in the mid-'70s with Mike and a few other guys. Retired from the state. I was a parole agent. Retired from the state service. Had quite a few different jobs, different vocations. Got my degree from Cal State Dominguez after we got out of the Army. Just have lived in LA all my life. Been running Chinatown since the beginning. I've been a runner for the last 35 years, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
So how old are you guys?
I'm 66.
Yeah, we're a young 66. We're still running. Yeah. As long as we don't look in the mirror, we feel fine.
Okay, and how many years have you been running, Mike?
I'd say I've been running since 1977, so, it's about 37, 38 years. And we've run everything, like I said, from 10Ks up to marathons. I think our ultra was about 38.6. We used to go to Lake Isabella and do a run they call the Damn Tough Run. And that gives us a lot of pride because we were able to do that individually.
So that's an ultra marathon, you say?
Yes.
Yeah, well, 38.6, yeah. That's the farthest I've ever gone. And now, like I said, I'm just happy and content running these 10Ks, having a good time.
And how long do you plan on running?
Till you won't let me anymore.
Yeah, as long as I can. I recently, learned a techniques called chi running, so I feel like I'm starting all anew, and I feel like I run as long as I can.
What was
I'm
that
feeling
run
great.
called again?
It's called chi running.
Chi running.
Yeah, CHI. It uses a little bit of Tai Chi principles in it, and it's mindful running. Totally relaxed. If I'm not relaxed, I'm doing it wrong.
So what's a typical?
As long as I can do that, I'm going to keep running.
What's a typical chi running like? I mean, what kind of?
Oh yeah, it could be pretty lengthy going into it, but basically it's running with gravity, and it's hard to. I would say look it up, chirunning.com. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So how do you guys train for running?
I'm not a chi runner. So I just go out and run. I mean, that's what I've done for the last 35 so years. Personally, that's what I believe in. I mean, I don't know how you can improve on that. Just go run.
So what's a typical training?
Well, things have changed over the years. We're getting older. We don't do what we used to do in the past with some of our cohorts that are here present. We used to run, 15, 20, 25 miles at a time. Now we're lucky if we get out 3 or 4 times a week, or Mike goes a little more often. But I do gym work, and we run in Griffith Park, we run in the hills, we go up, we'll run 7, 8 miles, come back and take it easy.
Do you guys run together sometimes?
Yes, we still run together.
We run together on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and then during the week I live in O'Melveny Park area up in the hills up there, and I run pretty much daily up there on the mountain trails up there, and then kind of gave up on shoes. I run on sandals now too as well. So that's how relaxed I feel.
Okay, so do you run because you enjoy it or because you want to stay healthy?
I don't know about health. I just run because it's fun. I mean, I think the theory is if you run because you like it, you're going to be healthy anyway.
Right.
That's my perspective. We've always run because we love to run. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Sometimes you can't avoid illness, you know. Has nothing to do with running or anything else, but you keep running.
Well, I agree, but also because I want to be healthy. But I do love it. You know, I mean, just you know, I just live for it. I look forward to doing it. At least 6 days a week I run.
Yeah, 30 plus years of running.
30 plus years of running, no knee injuries or anything like that.
So let's see, you prefer to run alone or with others?
Both.
Depends on how he behaves on any given day.
I like the selfish time though as well. It gives me.
Okay. Well, for me, sometime when it's hard for me to run alone because I don't feel motivated to be on my own. So, I usually run when people call me to go running.
I see.
What about you
Okay,
guys?
so you're more social.
Running alone is probably the best time to run. I mean, you can run and do what you want. You're not constricted or restricted by where they want to go or where you want to go. You know, running alone is also the most therapeutic, if one would look at it that way. You know, you have time to think. You know, you can. It's always been, for me, running alone has always been a period of meditation. You know, a period of reflection. And running with the guys is a group event. It's like sitting and watching a football game. You know, there's a lot of banter back and forth. There's a lot of camaraderie. You know, there's a lot of harassment. You kind of never know what's going to happen when you get a bunch of guys together and you're running down the road. You know, it's fun. It's fun.
You know, a little bit of competitiveness there sometimes. You know, trying to get up a hill or something. But like I said, I'm happy running alone. But I do enjoy the company of my buddies. And like I said, there's a group about 5 or 6 of us been together for as many years as we've been running, 37 years.
So how did you both get started in running?
You know, we lived over near Elysian Park. I was living near Sunset and Alvarado and Echo Park, and he was living down
In Silver Lake.
Silver Lake. And we had another friend who wanted to go running, so he wouldn't run alone. So we started going with him, and it sort of evolved after that. Our initial running for the first year or so when we were just getting into it was in Elysian Park. That's one of the reasons when the Chinatown run came about, we were very familiar with the park and the run, and we thought, oh great, we've been here. And from there, the park actually got a little small. We looked for a bigger place to run, and that's how Griffith Park came into it. And just sort of was it the era when people were all healthy, and we just went out and started running.
Yeah, I think the guru of running back then was Jim Fix, and Ken Cooper had coined the term aerobics and everything, and it was just a big running movement, and we all got involved in that and stuck with it. Prior to that, it was transcendental meditation. Maybe that's why I can still do the mindful running, because I still have, yeah, amongst other things. But no, it just happened, and it evolved, and something that we ended up really loving and sticking to, and it did help us, maintain our weight, stay healthy.
You guys mentioned you guys used to run a lot in Griffith Park. Isn't it like a lot of hills?
That's exactly what it is.
That's what we do. In fact, the club that we actually associate with is called the Wild Mountain Runners, and they're a pretty prominent club. Some of the guys are really fast hill runners and stuff, but we're kind of like the old mountain runners, and we fill up the back whenever there's a race.
Is it mostly trails or trail running?
Trail
Mostly
running,
trail.
primarily trail running.
Okay, so you prefer that over, or
Yeah.
it's all the same for you?
Yeah, it's the trail running is better. It's harder, but it's also less dangerous in the sense you don't have to worry about cars. You don't have to worry about traffic, any interruptions. You go uphill, you go downhill, you go around the hill, and you come back.
So what other activities do you do besides running?
I fish. I go to the gym.
No, with me, I'm retired now. I'm enjoying my selfish time. Running is my primary activity that I do. I just kind of, do errands around the house. I've got grandchildren. I spend time with them. And,
We drink a little beer.
visit. We drink a little beer occasionally and stuff. But I'm thinking of doing some things that I just haven't got around to yet.
Okay, let's go back to talk about some of the firecracker events that you've done. Okay, so how many firecracker events have you done?
A lot. Like I said, I think we were at the first one. I believe we were there in 1978. And then we ran last year. And
Oh, yeah, I've done every one.
Every one. in
Every one.
between.
So
I've missed a few. At one point I started doing longer runs. The 10Ks were not part of my plan there. So Firecracker and some of the half marathons and other runs were conflicting. So I pulled out of the Firecracker for a few years and started running half marathons and marathons. But it's always been probably the premier in my mind, the premier 5K, 10K in Los Angeles, or anywhere around LA, Southern California. And Mike is still running it, I'm back running it, and it's been since the beginning, pretty much, huh?
Yeah, I've since, been married, and my children run it now with me. So I've got my daughter walks it. I've got my grandchildren also participating in it. So it's another big family event, and we look forward to it every year. I love the race, and not the race because we don't race it. We just get involved and do it. But it's just wonderful time for us.
So how did you find out about Firecracker way back then?
I believe that there was a flyer, an initial flyer we had started. We had been running for a little while, and Firecracker put out some flyers back.
I don't recall. I thought Edmund and Peter must have been the ones that told us about it, wasn't it? Wasn't Edmund and Peter came to the park and told us they were going to have a run? They were
It's
coordinating.
I
We started
forgot.
from there. We forgot. It was great. And we never stopped. We said, hey, 10K is great. That's a perfect distance.
See, we didn't have computer. There were no web pages or anything like that. It was either a paper
We're going on
flyer
our
or
memory.
mouth, So
Yeah. But it turned out that 10K was the perfect distance for us, and it's a very challenging run, and it's great. It's always tough.
So do you have
I
any
like it.
memorable Firecracker race moments?
Well, all I can say is I probably threw up at the end of every one of them. That's a memory, I guess. I mean, it's memorable anyway.
For all 35 years, you threw
Yeah.
up at every race.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
last two I didn't because I really wasn't running. But certainly, yeah. My theory was in those days, and especially anybody, if they run hard enough, they're gonna get sick at the end. But it's always
Yeah.
fun.
He was a competitor of the group. See, I was just content, just doing the run.
So you mentioned you missed a few because they were conflicting with your other races.
I started running marathons and some other kind of runs, and there at the time back in the 70s, the mid 70s and the 80s, there were a lot of races, not like now where there are just a few selected that have survived. And there were races almost every weekend somewhere, it seemed like, and there were a lot more half marathons and marathons that were going on in local areas like Long Beach or Ventura, Santa Monica, and places that we had, as a club that I was running with, had entered into. And they were all wanted to run around January, February, March when it was cooler weather. And so I had started doing some of the longer runs, but then we'd come back to Chinatown and do the 10K, the Firecracker race, at different times when the other races weren't so much available or they didn't last. A lot of the races didn't survive. Chinatown has maintained that race that has survived over time, which is a testament to its, it's just a wonderful, well done, best race in
It's
Southern
well
California.
coordinated, it really is.
Best event. It is, without a doubt.
How about you, Mike? You missed any races?
No, I haven't missed any races. I don't believe, even when it rained, I would show up
Rain
ever
was not
since
a
then.
problem.
But the only good memories I have, is probably when I did my personal best or something, which wasn't very fast, but it might have been under 50 minutes, and then it went up to 90, and now I'm hoping to bring it down below that again now, because I got a whole new way of running, so
What's your
I'll test
current
myself.
time now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. I'm hoping it's better than last year's. Yeah, I know I'll finish the run, and I won't be last.
We'll find out in February.
Yes. I'm
So,
registered.
so I'm guessing you look forward to the firecracker races.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Every year.
I'll tell you, it's kind of fun, in a way. It's, you walk in that crowd and you stand there and you feel sort of like, here I am, and I've been here, you see all these people that are new, and you really want to grab them by the shoulder and say, hey, do you know how long this has been around here? You
Yeah.
really know what you're competing in, because everybody seems to go, they like the party, they like the camaraderie, but they're not a part of the history so much, and you feel sort of like the old guy in the neighborhood, you've been there from the beginning, but nobody sees you, And it's kind of nice because we see kids, we've seen kids that ran back when we were there and now are grown, like Mike's kids do it. My son did it, back in the days. And you sort of think, I wish I could tell him I was here at the beginning, but nobody cares. But they're there because they like it. It's a testament to its enduring, just quality. It's just a great place.
You know what? The organization cares. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Talking to you guys.
Well, we
it's
certainly
a pleasure,
appreciate it. I tell you, the
I'll tell you.
Firecracker organization has done a really good event there for the community and for our city. I really believe that.
The last time I got interviewed was an interrogation.
He's speaking for himself.
This is nice.
No, this is really nice, and thank you so much. We appreciate that you invited us
So do
to
you
share
know-
with you.
So do you know any of the organizers of this event?
Well, we do. We happen to know a couple of them. I don't know if I should mention their names because they may not want to be.
Of course.
They
But
may
we
want
know-
to stay
we certainly
incognito.
know Edmund Suhu,
Edmund Suhu, Peter, and Steve. I remember we used to work
Yeah,
with.
and we ran into each other many years after high school. It seemed like, and it's been sort of a here and there, and you see people running. The running community was very small back then, and you could go any place and you would go to a race and you would see the same people over and over again. And now it's gotten so big, if you go to the Firecracker run, you're lucky to find anybody even though they're there because it is so popular. But yeah, certainly back in the day, and I can remember Peter and Edmund gave us free entries if we brought the running club in to get more runners. And so we got down there, we got free entries. And that was great because along with a free entry, we got free beer. Wonderful deal.
How many people did you bring in?
Oh, we probably brought 20 people or 30 people back then because we had the running club, and we had a bunch of guys in Griffith Park, and they were.
It was a lot of fun.
When you just told them there was free beer, we had raffles after the race, and there was all kinds of stuff.
So are you going to keep running the firecracker as long as we have it?
As long as you have it.
That's right.
Do you have a wheelchair division? Yes, rollers. That might be okay.
That'd be the kiddie run. That we'd have to get involved in. Okay.
Well, I think
No,
they say if you get to be 80 or 90, you're like a kid again. And
That's right.
it can be the
We're gonna
kiddie
do
run. Yeah.
keep running till we get first in our division.
So currently, do you guys do any other events besides firecracker?
We do a couple of other runs. It just depends on where it is, and if we can get everybody in agreement. Now it's not as easy to get everybody healthy at the same time. It seems like you get ready to go and somebody turns up sick. So we've tried to get other times. We'll go, one or two of us will go, or maybe three of us will make it. We've done there used to be called the Atzalan Run in East LA, which was a 5K, which was a very popular run.
Ultimate, isn't it now?
Now it's called Ultimate 5K or something, and we go over there. The club goes there, and we do a few other ones if we can find them, and if we can get everybody together.
How do you compare other events with the firecracker event?
Oh, there's no comparison. I mean, I mean, it's other events are beginners. You know, I mean, there's nobody that has a history like the Firecracker. I don't think there's any that's as well organized, but that's through your history. I mean, you guys have just done an excellent
Yeah,
job.
no, yours is very unique, and also the cultural aspect of it that you bring, the dragon dancers and the fireworks, you know, 'cause that's what started my grandchildren and even my kids now really liking that part of it, the beginning of it, right? And so, you know, things like that you just don't find anywhere else. So it's good, you know, get the Laker girls there every so often too as well. Or maybe this year it'll be the Clipper girls, who knows? But it's just, to us, it's just the best event in Los Angeles. It's the only 10K in Los Angeles, too, I think, that's really significant, I think, in itself.
Okay, you know you guys are like legacy runners, right? I mean, you guys been with us from the beginning, right?
Well, we just found that out today. Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel great. To me, it's an honor, you know, to be considered a legacy runner. And like I said, I'm just so pleased and blessed that I'm able to be healthy, to be able to continue running, and to look forward to running in the future.
Yeah, you know, you don't start out thinking that at some point you're going to make it that far. You know, you sort of start out because it's fun. Then you go through a phase of, well, it's not only fun, it's healthy. You go through a competitive phase, and then you go through an endurance phase. You know, you go through, it's progressive. And then you sort of reach, I don't know what you'd call it, where you just say, I'm just happy to be out there running. You know?
To be able to still do
I'm
it.
neither progressive, nor competitive, nor endurance, but it's a lifestyle, not a pastime.
So do you know any other runners that ran a lot of these firecrackers?
Oh yeah, quite a few of us. There are.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a
still a
few.
group of runners that we see on a regular basis who have been around from the beginning. I have a photograph here with several of us in it that I showed you that they're still running. They're still here.
Okay, maybe we should get to talk to them too.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
All right.
So what does your family think about all the time you spend running?
I think they would just want me to come home earlier to go to the market. I don't know. It seems like, you know, Sundays used to be our day. You know, it was the day of the run, and they got used to it. You know, I mean, that was our time. You know, we took care of whatever we needed to do. But Sunday was a family event. Running races especially was a family event. You know, the families always went with us. You know, if not the family, the group, the club. And it was just something that was a part of the life. You know, it was a lifestyle thing. Every Sunday.
Yeah. My family's supportive. You know, they think I'm crazy, you know, because I want to do it all the time, you know. But they tolerate it, you know. And like I said, now some of my kids are also joining in and stuff. So I'm not going to stop running. You know, I really love it.
So you think age is catching up to you guys?
Absolutely.
No, not with me. I feel great.
I'm not a cheater.
I wear prostheses. I don't run with my prostheses, you know, but I'm a cheat runner now, and I feel I can go on, you know, for a long time.
So have you inspired anyone else to run?
You know, to be honest, running is either you want to do it because it's hard. You start out, it hurts when you start, you know, and it just, you have to want to do it. And, you know, a lot of people have come to races, they've done, I get a kick out of the LA Marathon every year trying to get all these new people to run it. And they're really not prepared. They go out and they run one race and they never run again because it's difficult. So it's something that you sort of have to stick with, and you'll get to a point where you do like it. Inspiring people, most of the time, you know, they want to just, you know, run around the block and that's it. And that's really not where we're at in terms of what we do. So, yeah, we tell people you can talk all you want to people, but, you know, if you see them coming to the park every week, that's fine. But if they come one week and never come again, which we've seen many times,
It happens. It's hard.
it's hard.
I guess we've been doing it so long. To us, it's not hard, but yet it is. It's hard to explain. It's just a certain feeling we have, you know.
So you got some of your kids who run, right?
Yeah, they run, but not as consistent as the old man does. You know? But they'll do it 2 or 3 days a week. You know, I've got a 22 and a 23-year-old at home, and a
Do you
7.
have any words of advice to would-be runners?
Well, not to be afraid to take that first step and stick with it, and it does get easier. It really does. You know, and it's you got to put yourself in that frame of mind, and it'll work, and you'll see wonders. And the benefits are you'll have a strong heart, healthy outlook. You won't be depressed anymore. Things
Vaseline is good.
Okay, you guys remember the first firecracker run?
I believe it was 1978, February of 78, maybe 79.
Yeah, early February 1978.
Anything else you want to...
Yeah, we were in our
We're
peak.
just glad, again, we're glad to be here. We're glad to, to be a part of this event, and it's an amazing race. I can't say enough about the organization, the race itself, what it's done for the community, what it's done for us as runners. It's something we look forward to every year. It's for old timers. It's better than Christmas. It's an event that we schedule
Well, it's New Year's.
around. But I mean, for us, it's something we schedule everything else around. We don't schedule our life around many things. We have to pick certain things now, and we pick an event, and then everything else has secondary. And Chinatown 10K is one of the things that I look forward to every year.
Yeah, like I said, with me it was like probably the second 10K that I did. Like the first one was a Super Bowl run, I think in '77 in Redondo Beach, and then when Chinatown Firecracker 10K came on, I've been running it ever since. So it's my second one. It's the one I love.
Okay, the last question on my list is, what do you think we can do to prevent the firecracker event?
To prevent,
To-
preserve.
To improve it?
Oh, improve it. That's, heck, I don't know. That's the kind of question that no one can answer, because I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it is, like I said, it's a testament to the quality of this particular event is the number of people you've gathered. When other races and other events have diminished, have lost participants, the firecracker has increased. And it's, I mean, every individual could probably say, oh, I want that line just for me. I don't want to have to stand in line, but that's a part of it. There's I mean, for me, it's an all-encompassing, complete, it has way more than, the race itself is only one aspect. It started out as a race, we went there to run, and it's turned into something much more than that.
Yeah, I agree.
We also have a bike ride.
Yeah,
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I told Ross those guys. I do.
You can participate both days now.
Yeah.
Bike ride and the run.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, not for us. So we're not bike riders. Anything that might, cause an injury.
All right. Chime in or anything?
Yeah, you guys have you talked about, I think, having some feeling like there's some ownership in the event. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you are part of it and you have a, kind of like invested in it. Right?
Yeah, like I said,
Well, to
when you
some
walk
degree, yeah.
around and you feel like you've been there, you see all these new people, and you really want to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, you weren't here back when, I mean, this is not new, First timers come and they think it's, oh, how magnificent. But it's been there a long time, and it's been magnificent from the outset. I mean, the first race was good. It wasn't like some of these races that falter, and they just sort of struggle through the first couple of years. It was good from the outset.
It really has been. Yeah, it's gotten better, I think, every year. So as far as improving, whatever you're doing seems to be helping it because it's enduring. It's really been enduring.
So would you say you take some pride in the fact that you're one of the legacy runners and that you're seeing that other generation of runners?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean,
absolutely.
I don't, of all of the things that we've done over the last 30 years, the hundreds and hundreds of races, that we've competed in and the hundreds of venues that we've visited, there's nothing that really, you know, carries the importance, carries the memories that the Firecracker Run has. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a special
and knowing
event.
some of the people that are part of it, you know, that's important too, because, you know, you can always say, well, I know that director, you know.
Yeah, it always helps.
That's right.
This shirt doesn't fit.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's made an...
Were there any memories that you'd like to share of any of the races where something funny happened or something where you thought, oh, you know.
Well, I can remember there is one. I don't know if, Edmund, if you remember the Garrisons?
Yeah.
There was a family of kids, children, and the parents were very, very staunch runners, and they didn't force, these children, their children were very good runners, and they were very young. And I think the female at 14 won the ladies division, and the boy at 15 or 16 came in second or third in the men's division this particular year. But they had like a 9-year-old. And I can remember going up the hill into Elysian Park, and that 9-year-old ran by me, and I sort of felt less. but they all went on to, you know, to run all kinds of races and win and everything. So that's probably my most memorable.
That was your humbling
I got beat
experience.
by a 9-year-old. Yeah.
No shame in that, the
No.
Garrison family.
Yeah.
That's right. Matter of fact,
That's right.
Peter and I ran in the, what was it, the Will Rogers run.
I remember that one.
And the 5-year-old,
Oh,
the Garrison son,
yeah, yeah.
5-year-old was running alongside us, and we said, how you doing? And he says, oh, I'm taking it easy today.
Oh, yeah,
He was
yeah.
a 5-year-old.
Yeah, they were tremendous runners, and
That's amazing.
And as
Yeah.
children.
Wow.
Yeah, you
Interesting.
remember that family
Yeah, sure.
from way back.
That's going way back.
Cool. Anything you'd like to share with, because if this goes online with our website, is there anything you want to share with people that may view this video, view this interview of yours?
Yeah, don't call me, call Edmund. If you have
No,
any
no
questions,
comment.
call Ed. No, we're just happy to be here. You know, we when we found out about this, we just said absolutely, it's wonderful, and you know, it just, you know, it's a very proud moment in our lives to be a part of this. It really is. It's such a fantastic. It's an aspect of our life. I mean, we've grown up. We were older then, but I mean, I should say we've grown old with this event, and it's nice to have some measure of recognition for being around for a long time. You know, it's something that we don't often get as you get older. You know, but you can't say enough.
Some of us have grown old with the event. Me on the other side, I feel like I'm rejuvenated, you know? I'm ready to go again. I'm looking for a PR this year.
PR this year.
Yeah, I'm doing
In your
great.
age division, huh?
Yeah, but you know, I want to tell you, Edmund,
But
the
there's still
tribute-
9-year-olds that are going to beat them.
oh yeah, of course. But the tribute, you know, it really is, it's a special to do that. So to be recognized as a legacy runner, if anything you might want to add, maybe try to identify how many other legacy runners are out there, because I'm sure there's probably hundreds, if not thousands out there.
Well, this is the start.
Yeah.
This is the start, and we wanted
So-
to touch base with the people we're familiar with.
Yeah, well then we should say then, if anybody else sees this and they've been around,
So please, you know, come on
call
down.
in.
Yeah,
that'd
definitely.
be great.
We'd like to hear from them.
Sure.
Because that's important to us,
Yeah.
because you kind of, like you said, you kind of grew with the
We
organization.
really did.
And for many of our runners, they're actually are linked to our past, because not every person that was affiliated with the organization is still affiliated.
Yeah.
Whereas our runners
Are still there.
loyal, and they've been coming back every year, except for some people that graduated, moved on to some longer races. We won't name names, but they've come back.
But they've come back, yeah,
They've come
definitely. But I've never left.
Never was divorced, just separated.
Friendly terms.
Yeah.
That's great.
Any other questions, Jimmy? These guys? Any
Wonderful.
questions for your
No, guys,
interviewer?
no, well,
He's a rookie, you know? I mean,
he's got a good start.
Thanks. Jimmy has a lot
Like
to
all of
ask.
us, we started somewhere, you know, and.
Thank you, Jimmy. It's been
and
really
we
been nice talking
appreciate
to
it.
you.
It's,
Thank you much.
pretty good.
Thank you.
And even the guys in the background were nice.
Everyone is. You
I
make us
saw
feel
the
well
faces
at
though,
home.
you know,
This
we.
one here, my
Yeah.
Our director is
Yeah.
great.
Crystal, thank you very
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
your dedication to this.
Okay.
We
is that a
done?
wrap, Jimmy?
I think we're good.
Good.
That's a wrap, huh? Did we get consent from them yet?
Yeah, but you
That
can't.
we can use this
No, we
footage?
actually
I
have,
don't even want to see it now.
You want a
Oh,
verbal?
we need a,
You don't need
You get
consent.
consent.
You give us consent,
Yeah,
of course.
it's
Absolutely.
on film.
It's on film. Oh, we're still on film. He's slick.
But no,
He's slick.
no touch-ups.
No touch-ups, huh? As is, raw.
This is a great legacy for us to have, though. You know, thank you so much. I appreciate
No,
that. You
this-
know?
Cool.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
So this will add to our legacy, I
Thank you,
guess.
thank you. That was good,
think
that was good.
that's it.
You guys sounded, God.